Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. How you doing? It's freaking Friday. Once more. But this time on a birthday month. You know what that means? That means I need to move this over here because it's reflecting off my glasses. There we go. You know what that means? Raffle. Another one. And expect one next week and the week after that, and I'm not sure how long July is. I think that's it. It's going to be a lot of hand delivering for me. Yes, 1, 2, yeah. So a couple more weeks of the whiskey waffle. Yeah. And this night, on this night, which doesn't feel like night because the sun's still up anyway, we are doing, and I'm not sure why this came up. I don't know how things happen up here. But for whatever reason, I have a clue. Whatever reason, we're doing a Taste of Texas for this raffle. Because I looked around and went, I sure have a lot of bottles from Texas distilleries. I have quite a few bottles from... It's like, why don't I share those? I have plenty. A fair collection, a fair amount. Like, I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure there's at least 15-ish plus, maybe, of Texas whiskey bottles I have here. I grabbed whatever I thought would be interesting for me. Because I have to drink these. You could drink them. But only if you enter the raffle. That's the key. First of all, Music Maestro. I never like to start the music first because it bothers me. Don't know why. It just does. So let me know how loud that is on your end. Hopefully it's fine. Turn it down on mine, actually. There we go. I just have to barely hear it from me. As long as it's not being heard over my voice. Because that would be weird, having a channel. Well, no, people do have channels where it's all music, don't they? Not here. Trying to make sure I stay underneath this banner thing. Please like and subscribe. Wait. I didn't click on it. Done. You know what? I don't even have the sheet up or anything. Wow. I was telling myself I'm well prepared this time. No. Oh wait. Typing in the word raffle and going like, why isn't anything coming up? Random. Oh yes, random. Random generator thing. Got it. No problem. We know what we're doing here. Every time. It's amazing. I don't know how I do it. Now, if you're wondering what the samples are, well, I should tell you, because that's the first thing you'll want to know when you come in here. Dogs in the hallway. That's the wrong way. I didn't click on it. There. Magic. Also, I see names. Zen Boots out having a real life right now. How dare he? How dare he leave us here? Fend for ourselves and drink all this whiskey. Damn. Data Pass whiskey. Hello. Schwelcome. And Andrew Butler. Hello. Schwelcome. It's our late night person here. Andrew Butler. I don't even know what time it is again there. Midnight? 7 o'clock is midnight there? Or is it 11 p.m.? There was a part of my brain that just went. You know how pounds and dollars are a thing? You think, oh, how many pounds is that? Or how many euro? Whatever it is. Part of me thought it did that same thing except with AM and PM. Is it midnight there or 11 PM? And part of my brain's like, wait, what do they call PM over there? It's the same. That's where we're at tonight. 4 minutes past midnight. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang down. It's a song. So that's what you can do now. If you haven't been doing that already. It's good to know. Way over there at 7 p.m. my time, it's suddenly midnight. I like that. A new day dawns while my stream begins. That could be at any hourly mark. Anyhow. So here are the samples that you could win tonight. Should you be interested. The Venmo, the PayPal, the Mega Chats, the Super Chats. There are 4 different ways to do this now. It used to be 3, but then YouTube was like, give me money. And I went, all right. As if I have a choice. I do have a choice, but... No, identity crisis. That's never good. I'm going to open all my money apps so I can keep track of what's happening here, just in case. It's wise. Very wise thing to do, Andrew Butler. I mean, you can get wet all you want, but eating food is dangerous. At least I tell myself that. I have a couple rules in my own head that I don't follow, where I shouldn't eat after midnight, because I'm going to go to bed, and I don't want food in my stomach. And for drinking, it should be double digits. So when I hit 10 o'clock my time, 10 p.m., I shouldn't drink anything else. Shouldn't pour anything else. See the loophole? If I pour something at 9:59, then I'm fine. I didn't break that rule. I will be drinking that one pour until 11 or 12. Imperial Proof Series. Ooh, Ben Nevis 4-year, heavily peated. There is a sample of this in your set. Oh my God, give it to me. Looking forward to it. Heavily peated. Oof. Oof. Oh, you were. I know. I don't want you to turn into a gremlin or anything. I got you. Don't worry. That did not escape me. I'm just a professional actor. So my sarcasm sometimes comes off as me actually thinking, that's what you meant. Maybe? I don't know. We don't know what's happening here. Let's be clear. That's guaranteed about this channel and everything that happens here. It's like, I don't know. Oh, there's an option. I have to take something away. Maybe I'll just keep this for myself. Oh well. Hey. Oh, I'm torn now. I shouldn't have looked at this. Big sample. Let's put that aside. You don't need to worry about that. My mustache is pissing me off today, as usual. But as you can see, the sample lineup tonight is fantabulous. I'll show you the actual bottles. We have the Andalusia, triple distilled. We have, and I'm going off like the main distilleries I go to when I'm there. You should keep that in mind, except for one. One of them I have in this because it's something weird's going on. That's all I know. Still awesome bottle and bond with a horse on it. Look at the horse. This is a high rye bourbon, right? Yeah, good. You know, you say things thinking you know what you're talking about, and then you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Is that what that is? We have another Andalusia. This is the Striker. This is the smoky kind. And this is the super smoked edition. I gotta check okay, good. I keep feeling like I have a bottle I bottled myself, but I don't remember where it is. Is that it? Aha! Oh wait. Yes. I didn't bottle this one myself. Where's the one I bottled myself? Did I drink all of that? I truly don't remember. I truly do not remember. I grabbed this one. This is one I could have put in the lineup, but that would have been a little confusing because this is their apple brandy, and I like it very much. Fun for you. As you can tell, it's almost gone. I did share a bunch of it early on. That seems to be the... That seems to be what occurs with my channel. Is a fair amount of the bottle is rationed off early on, and then I kind of forget I have it until I do these, and I figure out, wait a minute, let me just give some stuff. I need to pour something first. It's been almost 10 minutes. There's nothing in my glass. What am I even doing? And as usual, this is a longer live stream than you would anticipate. My usual 1-hour streams are for the regular. And this time, since it's a raffle, I give everyone 2 hours, or at least 1 hour, to show up, get in here, get some whiskey. Because I understand the time frame is weird, and families, and blah, 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 blah. Time. No one has enough time. Except me. That's not true. I've been particularly stressed out this week. In fact, I wasn't even sure I was going to do a raffle stream tonight. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I realized what happened to me. If you're curious, it's like, why didn't you think you were going to do it? Well, let me tell you. I forgot to take my medication this morning. So I felt really odd all day. It was just this feeling at my desk the whole time. And then 4 o'clock rolled around. I was like, take your meds. I was like, okay. And then I look at my pill box and go, I haven't touched this at all today. The stuff I was supposed to take this morning is still in there. All right, we're doing great. Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, that's good. I haven't had the triple distilled in a minute. Part of the reason being that it's a little harder to get one of these again once it's gone. It's not, once a year I gotta stock up. Go back, grab a bottle or two. I have done that numerous times now. I have all these Andalusia bottles that came with me. So there's 3 that came with me, possibly 4. It's hard to remember anything anymore, let me be real. I didn't show off all the bottles yet because I had to pour something. Don't hurt me. I think we're okay. Jeez, that tastes like Irish whiskey. It's insane. I know it's a freaking malt whiskey from Texas, but wow. I only hope Four Leaf has had to try this before, right? Right? Triple distilled. They're double smoked. That could be a thing. Super smoked. Striker. Still Austin. Where are the other ones? Oh, yeah. Still Austin. They're bottle and bond. The Still Austin pick by Nancy Fraley. And then we go to Crowded Barrel. Their Magnificent Beast. This is the Jackalope. This was blended by Daniel Whittington. You may know who that is. Then we have their Eleanor. This is actually MGP. Hung out in Austin heat for a while. Don't know if it says. They give me the mash bill on the back. 51% corn, 45% wheat, 4% malted barley. It's a good one. Since they're wheater. Did I say that right? Yeah, 45% wheat. Wow. I felt like I said rye. That's a weird wheater, huh? This is the 60% one, by the way. Oh, yeah. And of course, this is another little special edition. Creaky Chair. Or maybe it's just my bones. I'm older now, who knows. It's the Lone Elm. And this one was handed off to me by the Whiskey Crusaders. Because they picked it. I should have finished this a while ago, I haven't. So not only is it Lone Elm, it's Lone Elm barrel pick by Whiskey Crusaders. So we have 2 barrel picks in here, technically. Nancy Fraley, Whiskey Crusaders, and then specialty blends, like specialty blend being Crowded Barrel Magnificent Beast. The Eleanor, which I just love. Andalusia, which is basically Irish whiskey from Texas. And the Striker, which is the smoked version. I'm going to try to leave that to the end. I'm not going to drink all of these tonight, because that would be a little bit nuts. We don't want to do that. I like being able to stand up. I'm fond of that. It's going to be a lot harder if I drink all of these tonight. Oof. That's when I exercised in the past 2 days. Right here. Pectoral muscles hurt a lot. Wow. Double checking everything. That's fine. Okay. We're good. Let the good times roll. Oh, this has actually been a nice day for me. I don't know about all of you. Please let me know what's in your glass if you haven't told me already. Make sure this is okay. Make sure everything's in place the way it should be, or else everything could go wrong, as usual. I was going to say. Oh yeah, today was a good day because I didn't have to do much. And I also am glad I had it since I didn't get to do much. There's a difference. I've been out of it all day. I still am kind of pushing through it. It sucks. And apologies for the latest short video I did. I don't know how many of you watched it, but I keep thinking about it, which isn't helpful. Because I'm like, should I have posted this? This is really like a PSA on, wearing ear protection. Because it's right there. Like, as soon as I stop talking and just focus in on it, that noise that was in that short video is exactly what's in this ear all the time. And I only fizzle it out by not focusing on it. Which, thankfully, I'm very good at doing. I'm not good at staying focused, so it's harder. I mean, easier for me to ignore it, mostly. But ever since I made that video, and it's like, it's out there now. That's the noise. I found it. It's disturbing how it was around the exact frequency. Awful. Ugh. We are also testing out this new 7 sample method that I'm doing. It actually is quite a bit more work, believe it or not, for hand delivery services and such. Those don't go cheap, believe it or not. Sucks. But it's okay. As long as, actually the weight might be less. No, well, maybe, probably not. Doesn't really matter. the weight change difference doesn't matter. It's the hand delivery problem. So I'm contemplating which one I want to go on next. I think I'll go Magnificent Beast, and then one of the Still Austin. Well, then the Bourbon Still Austin, because I'm staying around the 50% area. So I don't blow my brains out immediately with the proof. That's why this didn't hurt. It surprised me. I was expecting to take that first sip and go, but no. It's going to wait till I'm not paying attention. It's so good. People don't know. People don't know how good it is. It's sad. You could know how good it is. That's what I got for you. You could find out how tasty all of these are. And actually, little awareness showing up there, where I realize I have done a video for all of these. So I've done 7 videos about these. So you can taste along. That's I'm doing these whole monthly raffle deals, so you can taste the videos I just did that past month. And then I realize all of these, almost all of them that are open, I've done a video for. I don't like that feeling. That's nasty. I don't like that. Candace, hello. Welcome to this chaos. It's still early though. The chaos is low. Peter White, hello. Ooh. Karen Moore. Ugh. It's been a long week, everyone. It has been a long week. What did you guys do? Because I guarantee you had to work a lot harder than me. Although, I will admit here and now that this week's previous video, I basically finished on the dot. I did most of the editing and the thumbnail that day, and then got the video out at about 7 p.m.-ish. And the only reason it wasn't at 7 p.m. is because I had to finish the thumbnail. No one ever thinks about the thumbnail. Have you noticed that? Great deal of effort goes into making a thumbnail that you should look at and go, I want to click on that. Thankfully, I've narrowed it down to a fairly simple process. Fairly simple. There's one part that's tricky, and that's finding the face. What face did I make during the video that was most amusing to me? I don't know if it is to you. If you have feedback on thumbnails, I'd like to hear it. Because those are pain. Mm. Ben Nevis fanboy. Oh, that was a thing? Unpassed whiskey, I don't remember that. Never. I have an 18-year-old Jameson right there. You can't stop pointing that way. It wasn't cheap. It was cheaper than I expected. And I'm worried that's going to go up in price. It's the 40% version. People seem to ask that question, I think. So it's fairly new release as far as the percentage change, maybe. I really am annoyed that a Jameson 18-year is at 40%. That's sad. That makes me sad. It should be at least 43. A little something, a little extra. Give me a reason. Give me a reason to buy the bottle. It's still good. But I could pour that just as easily as I pour Jameson, and that feels weird. I don't like that. I don't like that I could put that as a default Irish whiskey in my collection because it's 40%. And it's 18 years. So it gets people's attention. It's like it's 18-year-old whiskey. Here you go. And then I look at the Redbreast 27-year-old there and go, oh yeah. Duh. That I can't pour like a Jameson though. There's a subtle difference. I will never be upset with Redbreast 12 being at 40% though. Ever. Ever. I will continue to get angry at the price of it as it goes up and up and up. It's going to be at $75 soon. I'm going to be so angry. Candace, thank you for stopping in. Always love to see you. Visitors, I would tell them to go away. Enjoy your Friday night with your visitor. Don't tell them to go away. Two Ben Nevis 1997 and 2021 single cast first editions. $230. Wait, $230 for both or $230 each? There's very different feelings in my mind there. CDN words. Enthusiast? No, they aren't. It's a weird one. I always put it on the thought of intent. There's nothing to intend in here. Intent for making such a thing. The intent of whiskey. Of this beverage in here. What is the intent of it? What is its intent? Its intent is that you drink it. The person who... I don't want to say the person who grew the grains because I have no idea how that works. But the distiller, at least. The person who went through the process of taking the grains, making the mash, distilling it into new make. Word disappeared in my head there. Barreling it for years. And then putting it in a bottle to sell. I don't think their idea was to have someone just put it on a shelf, you know? But that happens with a lot of whiskeys out there. It's sad. Very sad. But that's my perspective from it. From like the perspective of the distiller, who I imagine the distiller's mindset is, I'm going to make a delicious whiskey for people to drink. And not, I'm going to make a delicious whiskey that's going to be in a bottle and sits on the shelf. But it's sold for $7,000, so yay. Unless he was given that $7,000 directly. I don't think that was the intent. That's true. I don't know if it's 98%, but I'm working on changing that. I want to see it at least 97. That is something that's weird to get used to, though. But even then, I mean, you know, you think about it, 40% ABV is high enough. Yes, it is straight liquor, I understand. But it's a weird market when you're saying right there, consumers, for 40% being high enough, and then topping that with the 18-year-old whiskey, it's got to be a gift thing. Because it's very confusing. Like, if 40% is high, who are you buying the bottle for? And why? My perspective is this: if you were me 5 years ago, 2019, and someone bought me a bottle of Jameson 18 year, that would be great. I was a newbie interested in whiskey, and it's a name brand with a decent price tag. I can see that. But there's a lot that has to happen for that to happen, you know? That's my thought process at the moment. My thought process is all over the place. But there's one danger I have, personally. Not even a danger, it's a weird one. It's like when someone buys you a bottle because they think you're going to like it, and they don't know anything about whiskey, really. They just know you like whiskey. Ooh. I'm certainly not saying 40% is terrible. It's just the problem with the community here is I'm not gatekeeping by any means. 40% is actually where I would look at absolutely starting for anyone who's new to whiskey. I'm just annoyed that Jameson's going 18-year-old 40%. I want it, again, 43. If it's an 18-year-old whiskey and it's Jameson, there are people who are going to want to buy it like me. Wah. I also don't like the idea of complaining about luxuries like this. Every bottle here is a luxury, Brian. Shut up. I know. What I like doing with it, though, I don't know how we started talking about Jameson 18 here. So you were talking about age statements and prices and such, right? Yeah. But I like sharing it with people who are still new to whiskey. Because it is 14-year-old. It is 14. Wait. 40% is what I was going for. It's 40%. You just see the wheels get clogged there. 40% Jameson, people know that name, and 18 years. Anyone who's curious about whiskey or drinking whiskey itself neat. That's where I know what it's for me. But I'm annoyed at I know it is for me to use for. I know how to use it. I know how to use this 18-year-old Jameson whiskey. But I want it for me. I'm really curious about other age statement Jamesons. Now I'm thinking about it. Because as I said earlier, the Redbreast 12 at 40%. Nailed it. No complaints, no nothing about that. That is beautiful. That is what I would give them instead of the Jameson 18 year. Because it's more affordable. If you call $65 affordable. Which I don't. So I have a preference. Clearly. And I would like to see more Jameson stuff. But I haven't yet. I'm not looking. But I haven't. I think the 18-year-old was the only one I saw. I went, wow! I didn't know that was a thing. Glendronach 18... 26-year-old before the distillery closed would catch up. Oh, damn. Drink it now. That's one of those little things that's been thrown into my cage lately. And this is Irene's thing too, but it's something I keep in my mind. It's like, you're right. I hate that you're right. It's that mentality. You see your birthday in 2 years. This is also really grim. There's no guarantee you'll be here 2 years from now. There's no guarantee any of us will be here 2 years from now. But I think that's why I get so frustrated with this. Like having all these bottles unopened and untasted and unvideoed. Because they're just sitting there, not being drank. Going back to what we were talking about. The distiller, their intent, I believe. My belief is, I have a belief. Scary. Whiskey is made to be drank. Shocking. And those sitting there being unopened and unshared and undrank bugs me. As does this one, which I can't open till without subscribers. Those sons of... good. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't listened to much of anything. Podcasts are what I can make and not actually listen to all the time, because it just... my attention span isn't there. Speaking of podcasts, yes, that's right. KillCo Whiskey Musings has a podcast. KillCo Audio Musings. Oh, for members and patrons of the channel. Comes out on Sunday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Why? I'm thinking of Sunday. Or should come out on Saturday. Emphasis on should. This is so nice. And if you do decide to enter, make sure you're at KillCo Whiskey Musings. Unless it's a super chat or a mega chat. It's the Venmo and the PayPal that I don't see immediately. Hot damn! Like you finished 6 that you had open already and then opened 6 more, or you opened 6 and finished 6. There's a difference in like concern levels for that. I assume you mean you finished 6 and also happened to open 6, but not one after the other. Well, it is a thing. Like if you finish a bottle, some people have an extra. I have one. Only one. It's over there. You can't see it because this big black thing's in the way here. You can't. It's over there. It's an Irish whiskey. One of the first bottles I think I've ever bought a backup of beforehand, just in case. Water. Hydration is key, everyone. Sorry, I went on a rant. Rants are good, though, because time goes faster that way. What did I say next? Magnificent Beast? I think I did. Pick and choose. I'm trying to get from one from each distillery. At least. Oh. Pulled out 2 open, but haven't yet. Okay, good. You get keeping it level? Like one side of the shelf getting emptier, or one... I haven't gotten there yet. And your butler, you're working on it. You're sharing your collection with others. With that said, did you get in touch with Whiskey Mountains? I don't remember. I'm going to assume you did. And I'm also going to assume I'm still remembering the same thing that I'm thinking. If not, ignore that. But I think you were in chat last time. My brain and memory are so bad, man. I don't even know. I know what I'm talking about, and Andrew Butler probably knows what I'm talking about. But until I get verification, I'll assume I have no idea what I'm talking about. 12 to 15 open bottles? Down or past, that sounds great. I'm looking at my collection going, they're all open. Like everything from here over, which you can't even see all of, are open. Okay, good. Excellent. I will attempt to remember that you said that. I emailed her about the 2 bottles that I'm going to donate. Or not 2 bottles. 1 bottle and 1 sample pack. Yeah. I'm going to curate it too, if I can. More so if it's someone who is already well known on the channel. That's always tricky. Because I certainly want to give people whiskey they've never had. That I do have. I don't want to go through the process of having them ask me. Like, pick 7. That's a task, believe it or not. If I wanted to pick 7 whiskeys out of my collection to drink, like I had to do tonight, well, I needed a theme. So what I do is I ask for what theme they want. 873 open bottles for 30 bed to Andrew Butler. Why? How do you have that much room, is my question. I assume you have a house or a very large apartment. Or a condo. I don't know what those are called over there. There it is again. Ooh, whoa, what a different beast this is. Oh man, that's annoying. I just got something real good there, but I don't even think of chocolate frosting with like actual cocoa powder in it. Whee. Music is killing it, by the way. I'm listening to music going, this is what I would do for a video maybe, is just listen to music. Well, I wish I could listen to music. And smell. I need one of those big leather chairs. Oh. I was confused as to what I was smelling. It's got like a ground coffee, chocolate frosting. With a hint of the, I don't know if I want to, no. It's a metallic vanilla. That's the easiest way to put it. And I'm told that's from the grain. I could be mistaken. But it feels like the new make's coming through. Ah, yes, okay. That's what that is. Ooh. There's a nice tart apple for a moment. That was fun. Ooh, and now we're going into the coffee grounds again. Oh yeah, there it is. Ooh, right at the end. Anyhow, this has balcones in it. Balcones in it. Balcones. Balcones. Oh, hey, that makes it easier to say if I use a horrible Texan accent. Wow, alright. Oh man, should I do that? That's a terrible idea. I don't know how Texans really sound. All I know is how they sound on the movies. The moving picture screens. Oh hell, those are great. Right? I tell you what, I know that one. I don't even know if that's actually a Texas thing. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Ah, reading the bottle helps. They used some light whiskey in this. Just a little. But that's what that metallic vanilla note is for me. I get the same thing on some rum. I'm not sure why. But light whiskey, which is one of those misleading words. You think light and you think it's clear. It isn't. It's usually higher proof. And made in a still of some sort. Something in there. Anyway, it's not my favorite. I've had a few light whiskeys and not a fan. They can keep them. But I can tell, one, there's Balcones in this, and two, there's light whiskey. That was fun. Not until I read the back. I was like, why am I getting these really weird... No, oh, that's right. Technically... There's a little fruit berry thing right in the middle of it. And that starts going into dry and coffee grounds. Oh, anyhow. That could technically count as another distillery. So this is a crowded barrel blend, but also has Balcones in it, which is another Texas distillery. Oh! Also, there's some Kentucky whiskey, but hey. Sorry, Kentucky light whiskey. 15-year-old, that's right. Distilled at MGP. They tell you. I mean, that's one of the good things about these guys. Yeah, Balcones. Oh shoot, is Real Spirits a Texas one? I shouldn't have to be asking you, but I am, because I don't remember. If it is, it's one I haven't gone to. Uncle Baldric. Well, there you go. Got picked your choice sample pack. That's funny. Yeah, all I really need is for my samples are categories, mainly. It does help if the person watches my channel, coincidentally, because if they've seen whiskeys that I've done videos for, that I still have around, they can ask for those specific samples. But this concern, of course, is sending them something they already have. So it almost always makes me duck clear of actual regular bottle releases. And I have to do stuff like this. Well, you can get some of these bottles, but you probably haven't. Unless you live in Texas. Right? You pretty much should have your own museum. I have everyone here who wants Andrew Butler to have a whiskey museum. Raise their hand. I should defer you to calling Whiskey Crusaders. Or Matt in particular. Who did that? He took his collection and made it a giant freaking storage area where people can drink whiskey. I want to go there, but it's also all the way in Texas. And not near Crowded Barrel. Not near Austin, it's north. Maybe someday I can think about it. Like someone else would have to drive. But I don't want people to do that either. For whatever reason. With being anywhere new, I tend to like to be the one in control of what's going to happen. And I mean that in the Vegas way of, I like my own car. I like to choose where I'm going to go and when I'm going to go there. This all became very clear to me recently. My brother and I have been talking about possible travel in Florida. Emphasis on possible. At the end of August. Only possible at the moment. Maybe. And he was talking about when we're going to be there. It was a very short amount of time. And he was doing things, he's doing things I don't want to do. As far as when I get there and when I leave. So all these little thoughts are creeping into my head about what I can do to be in Florida. And there's thoughts of going to visit Cheech. Or seeing Dan and Julia Lifetime Whiskey. I don't think I'm going to do any of those things, but yeah, you're not exactly Andrew Butler. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know. I'd be kind of hard pressed, really. Although, technically speaking, I have a larger apartment for this area. Because keep in mind, I'm in Rhode Island, and Rhode Island, if you don't know, is a small state. So everything's kind of condensed as far as people. It's not any like major city condensed like Boston or New York, but it's one that's it's in the area. You know, Providence has been there a while. I don't know how long, but it's been there a while. Being one of the first 13 colonies and such. Sorry, Andrew Butler. Hate to bring that up. I have no idea exactly where you are, Andrew Butler. I know you're over on the other side of the water. Plenty vague for me. What am I looking at my phone for? Oh, my apartment, that's right. I'm trying to find the square feet. And we have to translate that to overseas numbers. Oh, typing is hard. Wait. Because I say square feet and you say... I said king's feet. That was funny. What is going on up here today? You didn't take your meds. I know. That was this morning. I took my middle day of bed. I should be okay. Ah. I did recently but find out from my stupid cookies. I got a notice. Oh, I moved it. I noticed that wasn't meant for me, and it just told all the people who live here that rent's going up. But not me. I live here, but they already did my rent increase months ago. But for the other people who live here, who are not on the low-income plan, square feet. Got the rooms. That's less depressing. What? True. Mine's a one bedroom, but that's not true at all. It's technically a loft, almost. So there's no defining cutoff between one room and another. They just have part of the room over there is raised a little bit. And that's the bedroom area. Where this 3-step down area is the rest of the apartment. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Hold on. It's hard to tell. That isn't. Wow, okay. Oh, there we go. This one? That's a townhouse. That is definitely not what I'm living in. Oh, it is a loft. Loft. They still consider it a one bedroom. It's really annoying. But it is 673 square feet. I don't know how we're going to do this, by the way. But that's what I know. 673, there's a 7 in it, square feet. It tells me nothing. Yeah. The studio. I don't know why it's called that exactly. It's just one really big room. If you want to narrow it down for you, it's one large room, but it does have equipment here, so it's not something weird. Like, I can't imagine living in a house, man. I'm gonna keep drinking whiskey. Don't worry. And I am keeping track of the raffle. And the good thing is, for me at least, that if no one enters the raffle, I can just carry it over to next week, so I don't have to think of another one. I'll be sad about it. But I also know doing raffles every week is tough. As much as I want to share the whiskey, the getting it to the person is the hard part for me, because it's a lot more focus than I have. But it's manageable. I can do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't offer it. Anyway, what I was about to say is it's weird for me to think about living in an empty house, like going to a house that you own and it's just empty, and then you have to put everything in there. I'm looking at my refrigerator, my stove, the dishwasher, the microwave. Just those 4 items are ridiculously expensive, on top of owning a house. Like everything in there has to be bought again. It's madness. I used to have a microwave. I have no idea what I did with that. I probably gave it back to my parents. That feels about right. The big curse for me right now, and no one needs to know this, but I'm telling you anyhow, is that, when you have a water container, you're supposed to clean around the lip because your mouth is all over it. I need here too, and I think I use dish soap, but that smell of dish soap is still lingering on here. So anytime I screw this on and take it off, there's a lingering hint of dishwashing soap. Very cheap dishwashing soap, but it works. I keep forgetting he's way over there, isn't he? Yeah. Well, he is doing well. I don't like pointing it out, but everyone who does this YouTube stuff has a certain level of income that I do not. I'm getting there. Having this YouTube channel is now what helps me get to that, not poverty line. I'm not under the poverty. Wait, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not under the poverty line, but I can see it. It's right over there. But again, can't complain. Surrounded by whiskey. It seems ridiculous, but it's true. Including the last time one of these units was listed, it seems it might be 473 square feet. Does that sound right? Like where I am? Or where you are? I forget what I said already. I said 400. How much did I say? I'm going to pull it up again because I forgot. I should say this apartment's much bigger compared to the one I had before. The one I had before, I just lived in a basement of sorts. So I was that guy for a minute. I think it was only a little over a year, maybe 2. I think it was just 1. And I remember I had a very beautiful moment where I was going to work way too early, but the sun was coming up, and I was on the top of the hill, and I was looking out over the water, and the sun was coming through. I think I have a picture of that. I know I have a picture of that. I don't know where it is. But yeah, compared to that, this place is huge. And compared to my parents' house, like one of the weirdest things I've had to get used to, I'm still not used to it, for the record, is having such a high ceiling. Like my parents' house was, you know, you were 6 feet tall-ish, you had to do this. There's no easy way for me to show you how high this place is without doing something irrational. Let's be irrational. I hope there's nothing really important on here. No, this is a bad idea. Don't do that. I want to throw something up in the air and have it come down, but not hurt myself. There we go. I have one of these. It's just the mash and drum. This little Glencairn topper. Ready for this? I'm not going to hit the ceiling, but I'm going to get as close as I can. So it gives you an idea of how high my ceiling is. Ready? Hey, hey, Spencer Mav, you're in time. We're going to do something stupid. Ready? Good. Yes! Alright, so I got pretty close. Hold on. I am dumbfounded that I caught that. It went up and over. Oh, that was hilarious. I haven't done something like that in ages. Hand-eye coordination is okay for 44. Anyway, as you could tell, it went up for a while. You didn't see it come down or anything, but you saw me move. I forget how tall this is. This is at least 10 feet. Maybe 12. Did it? Then yes, my apartment is bigger. Weirdly though, I never know how to measure space, like square feet. I have no idea. Livable space is the real question. But as I was saying, you saw it just... This is a big apartment for my area. And keep in mind, this is a refurbished mill. Like they used to make clothing here, or cloth, not clothing. Like actual fabrics. Ages ago, we're talking... I don't even know how old this place is. It's definitely over 100 and something odd years old. It's not saying much for the other side of the water, but for here, it's old. I'm going to check now. God, it's going to annoy me. You think I would memorize stuff about where I live, but I don't. Locked in rents. Oh, that must be awesome. Dreams from the day he leaves. Yeah. Yeah, my apartment has gone up. No. It's in the time I've lived here, which is almost 14 years, 14, 15 years. That's a long time, by the way. I'm glad it's here, but wow. It's at least 10 years. It's more than that, but at least 10. It was 600 and something odd dollars for the low income quality, you know, me. Low income stuff. And that's even when I had a job. That's when I could actually work. Oh, I would actually work. Could do it. Maybe. But, yeah, 600 something odd dollars, and now it's close to 1,000. So 300 and something odd dollars plus. Stupid. And as I said, the apartment gave notice today or recently. Isn't that one on the floor? Hold on. I'll give you the exact numbers for the bigger apartments. For the people who aren't on the low income list. Here it's really bad in California too. Condensed amount of people. Merry birthday, Brian. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Welcome. Coffee, cake, and whiskey. That sounds great. I might need coffee after this, man. I'm telling you. Forgetting to take your medication with me is suck. Like my brain, everything up here feels like it just wants to go like this. Okay, so the starting for some of the rent here, starting $1,600 a month, up to $1,940. That's for the 1-bedroom. I'm in a studio technically. Or $2,000 to $2,325 for 2-bedroom. $3,000 for 3-bedroom. $3,000 a month? A month? I'm lucky if I make $1,000 in a month. And I have been, for the record. And I'm talking about making, like getting money through this kind of thing. No offense to anyone who gives to the channel. But as in having a job. Let's put it like that. Having a job and getting an income. Granted, my position is very different. But it blows my mind that there are people who make $20,000 a year. I used to, like briefly. However, that was also 10 plus years ago. So that's irrelevant now. Excuse me. That's pretty nice. That's why we were talking about that anyway. But yeah, the fixed rent income. That's if my rent had been $600 still, they would not have let me live here. They would have encouraged me to leave. That's what they would have done. Oh, sure, kitty meow. Sample list for those just showing up. So you know, we're doing a Taste of Texas birthday sampler this time. Ooh, I haven't shown anyone yet. Well, actually, I don't have to get up. But everybody, not that anyone knows or knew what kind of samples I used before for the 7-packs, which I'm still considering what I'm going to do with that. But these are what they're going to be in. Don't they look nice? Isn't that a nice vial? Let's see if I can find the 1 ounce next to this. This one just looks better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's thin. That's probably what the hell. I don't have one near me, which is surprising. I'm looking at all these sample bottles I have nearby. None of them are the 1 ounce glass ones that I usually have around. Well, I'm not going to go looking for one either. Anyhow, this is 1 ounce. It looks like you should put it into something. You know what it is? I figured it out. This looks like something from Star Trek. And I think it's a... yeah, like how the electronics would look. They'd look like something tubular like this, and they just pull it in and put it out. I could be wrong about that, but something in my brain is clicking with that. They just look nice. I'm worried, though, that they're breakable, like super breakable, because I bought a bunch of those recently, and some broke. And the company that, shipped them, and I assume gets or makes these glass vials, they're sending me more. Like, I don't know how much more, but it's supposed to show up on Monday. So I bought a whole box of them. Some of them were broken. I let them know some of them were broken. I was like, hey, something happened in shipping. And then I get an email the next day being like, we're sending you a new one, a new box, a whole box. I'm going, that can't be right. I specifically said it was 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Blah. I think they send me twice what I wanted. Okay, we'll see. I've seen distilling tasting sets like that. And again, yeah, they look they look slim, obviously, but they just fit. They look nice. They can be arranged and looking nicely. Words, I'm gonna keep saying nice. Oh, you're right, the Macallan ones. Sorry, you're saying Elements of Isla. Sherry cask edition is up next. Okay, cool. Give it to me. Emily Chambers says hi to everyone. I know that feeling, Emily Chambers, sort of, where I do occasionally tune in on my phone when it's still annoying that I can't go at so and so and say hi, but it just doesn't work sometimes. Oof, at least on that device. A rarity that I do that. I try not to watch YouTube on my phone because I'm right here at my desk. Why would I need to do that? Ooh. Oh, you just got here. I'm currently sipping on Magnificent Beast. Hello. Ooh. A mix of Indiana MGP 15-year light whiskey and Balcones, and just a little bit from, I forgot the name already, Real Spirits, which I'm fairly certain is another Texas distillery. I don't remember. That's my problem. You'll notice I have memory problems. Don't worry, I won't forget. I told you. The joke being I will. There you go. I do. Part of the job. Yeah. Whoop. I mean, elements of Isla, for me at least, is like, okay, what you got? What you got there? It better be good. Blanco, Texas. Okay, good. That's what I thought. It felt like it was. I just couldn't remember. You get a taste of two other distilleries. Only Magnificent Beast could be so wild. And I say that knowing that Irene's done a couple blends recently, which I may or may not have. I'm figuring out where I want to go next year. I've gotten through 2 whiskeys. I seem to have a 4 whiskey limit for live streams, or 2 whiskey limit, which makes the flights very difficult. If I'm doing a flight of 4, I'm like, ah. I've had Andalusia, I've had Crowded Barrel. That means I need a Still Austin. I should have the Lone Elm too. Oh, that's what I could have done. Shoot, I didn't think about that. My Lemon Green, but I have a rye of theirs. I think I was going for more of a bourbon theme. Bourbon theme / American malt, apparently. At least I think it's a rye. Hold on. I know it is, but now I'm confused. It's right behind me, I know that. Yeah, rye whiskey. 47%. Very nice. Oof. Decisions. I'm actually thinking in my head, which one would I like more from the Still Austin? Do I like the Bourbon Bond or the Nancy Fraley one? And then my brain went, well, the Bourbon Bond is 50%, and the Nancy Fraley one is not. Nor is this one. So we're upping the percentages a little in hour 2 of our whiskey raffle. Woof. Yeah, I'm still not sure what's happened with Lone Elm / 5-star spirits. Something's been up with Lone Elm, I just don't know what. If Cliff were here, he'd know. It's funny because it's true. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I assume he's traveling, as always. There we go. Dark. This is one of those tests I don't like to do. Do you guys do this? With any of your corks? Like the good way to find the corks working is just to hold the bottle like that. If it doesn't move, it's working fine. If the bottle drops to the floor, that cork isn't good anymore. Ah. I should make that into it. Well, I'd have to drop it, but I don't want to. I have to fake drop it. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I would end up breaking something. But the idea of a... No, I'm just mulling it over. I'm like, well... I don't know if that's a real trick. I don't know if that actually means anything. I haven't tested it until now. That one's fine. This is also a replacement. That is not the normal cork for this bottle. The Andalusia? No. This is Jefferson's, actually. It looks great. It's a nice little... But yeah, the other one broke. Now I want to pick up every bottle I have by just the cork. That's a terrible idea. I don't recommend trying it, but also I might make a short of it just because. You ever wonder if your cork isn't tight enough? Well, here's the best way to find out. Stop. Refreshing my memory of Lone Elm here. Coffee bean. Tell me, how many of you have actually eaten a coffee bean? Like a, an actual... Well, hold on. My brain's going off in all different directions. A roasted coffee bean. I'm curious what a regular coffee bean would taste like. But I hear it's the coffee bean fruit, even. Coffee bean fruit? Yeah, the fruit of the coffee bean, which makes more coffee beans. Wow. Oh, howdy, cowboy. That's a whole different animal. That's like a heavy brownie right there. Like you pick it up and it's heavy. Physically, it's like, oh. Sambuca. Oof. Peter White, I'd say go for it. I was like, wait a minute, is that the one I have? Yeah, Sugar Key didn't like it. I don't remember what I thought. But if you watch my video, apparently I did the Milam and Green port finished. Rye port finished. Is that what you said? Yeah. Go watch my video. I don't remember what I said at all, but that'll help with your decision maybe. Flaming Sambuca. I've eaten them off of a, not off of a, but when I have a espresso martini. Something I wish I could make from home, but I don't have an espresso machine. Nor would I use vodka. I don't think I have any Kahlua? Do they use Kahlua on that? They shouldn't have to. But they might. They use something. I feel like that's what it is. It's like, wait, I don't know anymore. But that's definitely on the nose of that. It's freaking straight up coffee bean. Roasted coffee bean. Whenever I just say coffee bean, I think of the actual fruit. And then I think of the story about the goats who ate those beans and the goat herder who was like, whoa, what's this? Let me eat one. Whoa! I feel great. Exactly. Sugar Kitty, yes. It's like, should I eat that? I don't know. Oh, that's not great. I thought of Elmer's glue. Do any of you even know if you ever ate like glue or paste? I don't think I did. But I also don't remember. Doesn't seem like a thing I would want to do. But I can only remember back so far. What? Raw coffee beans. Crashed, rolled, and burned. Right? It's... Untold. Your daily reminder that... really? Hold on. I stalled out. There are too many other words going through my head. Wait for it. Well, I'm waiting for it. Let's see if we can find it. Nope. That's fun. That's fun for me. Absinthe. That word was lost to me just a moment ago. So absinthe. Absinthe. Do I say it French-wise? Absinthe? Maybe. Tastes like black licorice. That's where that comment sent me. Just what else tastes like black licorice? Stalling out on absinthe being a word. Good times, folks. You have no idea. If you weren't here earlier, I haven't taken my medication and I won't forget I said that. Ah. Order filler. Do it. Ah, my nose. Mmm. Mmm. This isn't quite a sweet bourbon. I mean, it is. It's really bizarre how a weeded whiskey in Texas got like this. It's really pushed together. It's, again, like a dense brownie. I'm trying to remember what I was watching recently that's making me think of what we're talking about. That'll make sense in a minute, I hope. Oh yeah. Status. The status quo. I don't know what got me on this topic. But I think it's a lot of TV shows and such. Probably. I had a thought earlier today. I'll share this with the class. Where sometimes to me, it looks like television nowadays, which I don't watch anymore. I just don't. Television nowadays is trying to act like it's remaking this stuff from the 80s and the 90s. Like that's how everything is now. Remember that stuff from way back when? Here it is again, but different and better. Even the stereotypes. Weird. Down, down, deeper and down. Really? I don't hate it. That's what I found out. It's my very popular absinthe video, by the way. I'm pretty sure I remade the thumbnail for that. Back to the thumbnails again. Oh my god. No one appreciates them. Oof. Mine is, well, strangely enough, black licorice related. Do you guys know what Jaeger bombs are? Sugar Kitty Mama KillCo did get her tea. I haven't heard back from her yet. Really? Yes. I have that with Southern Comfort. 100 proof SoCo. Never again. Never, 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 never. I will know it is in something. If I smell it, I will know. Like, sense memory thing that we've talked about, with your nose being very well connected to your brain and memory. Yeah, that's one of them. That's one that's in there, and I don't... It causes a physical reaction. If I smell Southern Comfort, I'm like, ah, get it away. It's like kryptonite. But for me, that licorice like situation where suddenly we found ourselves doing Jaeger bombs. That was years ago. That was when I was visiting Chicago, Illinois, visiting Greg. Greg and his, I think, were fiance at the time. They were probably married by then. This was a while ago, but not that far back. And we went to... These are good memories, by the way. Thank you for bringing those up. We went to... what's the freaking comedy club in Chicago? I know what I'm talking about, but I don't remember the name. Comedy club in Chicago, which is called... It's in there. It's a very famous one, I believe. But I can't remember it. And I went there. Yeah. Made myself very sick under Prosecco once. That's all it takes. 70s and 80s, yeah. Something like that. Something like that. Ooh. I just haven't won. Like, honestly, if you've watched that video from 5 years ago, I still have that absinthe bottle. I believe it's under there. I don't want to go digging around for it, but I didn't throw it away. It was expensive. I changed this. I was holding my hand too long. It's better when warm. Odd thing to say about whiskey, but something I should keep in mind. Ah, there you go. Second City. Yes, weirdly enough, they have a second one in a different city. How odd. Anyway. Yes, Second City was where we went. So I believe we went to see the comedy show at Second City in Chicago. We might have seen that Big Bean. I know we did. I have pictures. But I don't remember what the order of things was. We went on the Ferris wheel. All good stuff. But then, of course, we saw the show, had dinner somewhere, and then we started having Jaeger bombs there, I think. And then we got back home and probably drank more then. All right. Here we go. Where to go? There it is. It was absolutely not right in front of me. On to my fourth pour of the evening. Got it a little faster. Because I actually managed to pour less this time. Let's see if I do that again. This is 59% ABV. Again, barrel picked by Nancy Freely. Still Austin Distillery. You've been here a while, you know I like them. I have a list of specific distilleries I like in Texas. It's very weird. I'm only getting that same list in my area. And some distilleries I didn't even know existed until recently. But I haven't tried their whiskey, so I can't say I like it. I just found out about it. And for whatever reason, maybe it's just the traffic, I'm not sure. But there's a significant difference between driving a certain distance in Texas and driving a certain distance in my area. Because if I go about, talk less than an hour in any direction, I'm in a different state or the ocean. Less than an hour, like an hour. Nothing. It's nothing when I'm driving in Austin. Like something is an hour away and that's the norm. And I'm going to drive an hour back. But here it seems like so much longer. So much harder to get to. Ugh. So there are plenty of places I can go and do stuff, but it costs money, and it's farther away than I want to drive. I've talked about traveling short distances for me, and the problem is usually that if I go somewhere, I'm not going to want to come back the same day. I've done it. Irene Tan's store specifically. I will go there and come back in a day, and that's about a 2-hour plus drive. 2 hours and 30 minutes total. It's nothing. Except that it's a lot. And I've done live streams after that drive before. It's not great. I shouldn't do that. It will probably roll over. Annabelle, if no, there has to be there's a quota. There has to be a $20 at least to actually do it. If we don't hit that 20, I have to roll it over till next time. And here's the thing: there's 20 because that's probably about the amount that certain hand delivering will be involved with. So that's the minimum. I don't usually say that, but that's what it is. And I'm not worried about it tonight. As I said, not taking my medication this morning. It's had me this is what my head wants to do. It just wants to not do anything. It's like there's a bowling ball where my brain should be. It's not great. They do that. We Americans like to overcharge crap. It's awful. Sauce is delicious. Yes. Tuesday we'll have the first of the cast strength rye from them. Yes. I don't have their cast strength rye. That's a problem. That's okay. I've certainly determined ryes are not my favorite, but I will at some point do a stream where I'm trying to figure out which ones I do like the most. Some of them are just too much. The one I talk about every time is the Canadian whiskey, which is called Alberta Premium. I got it. That stuff's crazy. Woo. There's a solid cherry note on this one. Oh, and chocolate. Oh, dark chocolate. Cherries and dark chocolate. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't want to say I ended with a banger because I didn't. But good God, I just had experience. If that didn't come across on here, oh, I feel better now. That's dangerous. Oh my. And I still have one more I'm going to try. I want to have something smoky by the end of the night here. Whoa. Well, I know which one I like out of these four so far. I keep forgetting how much I like Still Austin. Like, I've polished off a significant amount of their bottles over time. But I always forget. And I have so many more bottles from them. I definitely finished the normal one. Like their regular Still Austin release. Not the cast strength one. But their lower proof, which is 49%, if I remember correctly. I still think of them as one of the up-and-coming badasses in the Texas whiskey distillery stuff. However, I am biased. But not as biased as the others. Man, if I think too much about what whiskey stuff I'm doing, it gets weird. One, I'm invested with Crowded Barrel. And I mean, a patron of theirs. By the way, I have a Patreon. And you can become a YouTube member. Sorry. I have to do that. If I don't, I slap myself. I'm like, stop. You're supposed to mention your stuff. Anyhow. So they had a startup, GoFundMe almost thing, to get their distillery up and running. And I have my name on the wall there. Very important. And of course, there's a whiskey vault, which I can go in there when I'm down there. So that's a plus. Crowded Barrel, Whiskey Vault, very, very powerful. Very powerful combination of things in my mind. But there's also Still Austin, which is right near the airport. Amazing stuff. And then there's Andalusia, which that one I am actually invested in. Like, actually invested in. It's legally. Also, Thai and Moose are awesome. They are doing kick-ass stuff down there. I look forward to seeing them every time. You know, it's like I get to say hi to Thai and Moose, and I get to go to Still Austin when I get back, when I get there, or after, just before I leave. It's one or the other. Usually just before I leave. There's nothing better than going to a distillery and having a drink before takeoff. Ugh. It really calms the whole thing down for travel. Go be at the distillery when they open, have a drink, hang out, relax, then go to the airport. Give me the compass box. I want one. It's my birthday month. I'm going to say that for anything I want right now. No bottle down. That's the emote for bottle down, everyone. Only members can get those. I still have to make one more emote thing, but I don't know what to do. If you can think of anything on this channel that deserves emote status, I've done most of my tasting notes. There's creme brulee, there's pepper, there's vanilla. I didn't do anything like brown sugar or caramel because that would be complicated. But for a lot of the things I usually do, they already have one of those. Orchard House in the fall, Macadam 10 for summer pour. You know what? That's a good call. I also like drinking. I would add Orchard House to some hard cider / translating to just cider on the other side of the water. That'd be pretty good. Dangerous little cocktail. It is raining the men. It is raining the men. Hallelujah. It is raining the men. Screw you, Nancy. Stop making this taste so good. I mean, keep doing that, but wow. We're still crossing our fingers for the day that Irene Tan and Nancy Fraley do a barrel pick. I can feel it. It's like right over there. I have no actual, like, please don't ever think I know what anyone else is doing, for the record. But I know that's a thought. And it's a thought by both of them. When it happens, who knows? Summer cider, Black Widow cider from New York State with blackberries in it. How dare you tell me that? What have you done? I will go out and get some right now. That's a weird thing to like, at least over here. Wait, no. Socially speaking, the idea of getting a cider. Picture a scenario where a bunch of people around you. This is another thing that should be a short or a video or something. Picture a scenario where there are people around you. One has beer, one has wine, one has whiskey, and one has cider. What do you think the whiskey, beer, and wine are going to say to the cider? That's my thought at the moment. Thought experiment, go. Tell me what they said, because I don't know. Black Widow cider. That's why I was looking at my phone, I forgot why. I had that brilliant idea and everything else went away. There's one thing I can say, that a lot of ciders, for me, have become too sweet. Sucks. However, I can also see hard cider / cider being thought of as, you know, apple juice for adults. Black Widow cider? Is that the name of the actual place? There's a few. Black Diamond, Black Creek, Black Duck. The hell is happening? Where am I? Oh, what the? Okay, that's one problem. It did a search very far from where I am. Whoa. Oh, that's another problem. It's doing the map. It's showing me a map of places. Like, no, just show me the actual freaking website. Oh, it won't show it. Sure, Kitty, send me a link somehow. You got me feeling the cider kick all of a sudden. Maybe it's because it's hot, but really I'd just rather have a beer on hot days. Something I meant to get. I haven't felt for it. I haven't felt up to it. The place where I like to get my beer is very busy at this time of year. Like, there are always people there. Ugh. The only time that would be good for me is when they open. And I have to be quick because people want their drinks at 11 a.m. or 12, whatever the heck it is. Everything moved. Call Original Sin. Okay, that's why I couldn't find it. Whoa. Yeah. I think Nancy was actually teaching the class. I'm not sure which. That feels like it, but I don't know if that's true. Oh no, cats. That's Sugar Kitty's job. There we go, I got it. Can't see what's going on. There we go. Oh, thank you all for being here. No matter what the case tonight, it's always nice to have people here. It's very important. Especially on Friday night. People go out and get drunk like maniacs. Cider making area. Twice the strength of beer. That's the thing. You can get a really good cider that's a lot higher percentage than a beer. My beers tend to be around 4 or 5% typically. But with cider, I'm a little happier to go closer to 10. You know? I got it, Sugar Kitty. I got it. Origin Sin. Got it. I will hopefully look at that later. I can't look at it now. I'm doing stuff. But thank you. Now I know. I just want to see if it's something I can get at my local liquor store, like Cappy's. I can't check now. But I assume they would have it. But there's one that I like around here that's north of where I am. It's like something Bros. Breh. The Bro cider. That's not wrong. That's very wrong. I think it's Orchard something? It's definitely Orchard something. Wait a minute. I'm all about distracted tonight for the record. But there's a cider in Massachusetts that I really like. I cannot remember where it is or what it is. What I'm thinking about, it's not down east. It is absolutely not down east. Boo, I can't figure it out. What's getting me confused, other than just trying to think about it, the release they did was about the three brothers. And one of them might have died, that's why they did it. So it was like, whoa, really good. But I'm thinking of that specific release they did and not Orchard something that's around here. They have pretty good stuff. 10 to 50% beers for $9.5. You can, but I've tried like higher percentage beers and it's not a thing. I don't like it. Emma Chambers, thank you. There's some I do like. I have mentioned this cider before. It's annoying me. I probably did the same exact thing. I love it. Where is it from? What? What I should be looking for is Orchard. I think it's Douglas Orchard. Yeah, that looks about right. I don't know why I couldn't remember Douglas, but I'll double check that later. That's what I like. And it's there. Carlson. That's what it is. That's it. Carlson Orchard, the Three Brothers. Thank you. Like, Douglas, that doesn't feel right. Carlson. Carlson. Yes, the Three Brothers blend was delicious. Thank you, Shuki. You remember stuff. I do not. I don't know. I can see the icon, if that helps. Like their logo. It's a little apple. It's the Carlson Orchards. I was just remembering the orchards part, though. I was trying to figure it at the top. No idea. Mm-hmm. I want it, but it's all gone. It's very disorienting to drink out of this water bottle right now. As I mentioned earlier, and didn't forget, I told you, I have a little weird dish soap smell remaining on the lip here, which is very annoying. Because every time, I feel like there's dish soap. And that is a weird smell. Just a little disorienting from this. It smells so much better. We figured it out. Donner Pass Whiskey. Carlson Orchards is the cider. Cats have been fed. Oh, I'm sure they will. I mean, there's plenty of beer out there that I want to try. It's just insane. And there's a oh, here we go again. There is a brewery in my area that is massive place. They have some very high proof beers there. Like the kind where they serve it to you and it's a much smaller glass. And the beer is brown. Just all brown, borderlining on the black. And then it's 20%, you know. I'm trying to remember where the hell that is now. I've been there at least 3 times, and I've enjoyed it every time. It is almost directly north from me. If Zenbood were here, he would know what I was talking about. Zenbood on the replay. Let me know. I could check, but I'm tired of trying to use my computer and my cell phone. I need a break. There you go. Everyone's got to have something to do. Small towns having an excess of brewery and distilleries is not a bad thing. Can't see what I'm doing. Shoot. There we go. I'm going to find out the name of this place. I'm trying to think about it, and I'm not remembering. Which means if I try to look for it, I will remember. Because I know exactly where it is on the map. I know it's very hard for me to think about. It's right there at that intersection. Trillium Brewing. Amazing pizza. Believe it or not. Really great pizza, really great beer. But if you want to check out beer in my area, Trillium Brewing is one of them. Ragged Island for me is the main one, which is not far from me. There's Newport Craft. They make beer and wine. Or, sorry, beer and whiskey. Trillium, which I really like, but it's about an hour away. And it's got to be packed this time of year. It's got to be insane. The amount of people going to that brewery for that food and that massive area they have. It's a huge place. It's disturbingly so. I want to try an 18% cider. Just to say I did. Like a small amount, too. That's what you need to do. I can see the scenario now. Almost. I mean, yeah. That's right. If you're ever in the area, Donner Pass Whiskey, Trillium Brewing. Oh my god. Makes me want to go there again. I want to go there, but not now. I'm just thinking about like the terror about going to that place at this time of year. I'm not a fan of going to places that serve alcohol strictly, breweries and distilleries that also let kids be there. Small children that run around and make a lot of noise in particular. No thanks. I go to a bar to get away from people. Unless there are people like me who are there to drink. This is all sensory problems, by the way. If that weren't obvious. Nothing against the children or their parents. They're just their volume level. They're right in that like that range. You see, I'm doing that thing with my head where I go a little twitchy. Ugh. Don't like that feeling. Felt it go through me. Blech. Ending the evening. A little striker shoop schmuked. Right? You let me know all about that. I can only imagine. Like the type of hard cider around here is 5%. Is the same with the beer. It's usually where they're at. But there are certainly some beers that go higher. Strange thing I like is I like Guinness. I know there are better that type of whiskey, that type of beer out there. Like Guinness itself is a thing, but there are places that make the same kind of. What is a Guinness? Is it draft, drought, roof, stout? There's the word. But I need to try more of those. Ugh. But they're usually very heavy, or they're not the right consistency. I think that's my little twitchy that Guinness has a certain consistency that many other beers do not. Or I feel like I can only drink one. It has to be a proper pint though, and I feel like I've accomplished something. Oh, what'd you do last night? Oh, I had a pint. Just one? Whoa. We're on to the super smoked. Woo! That's an ashtray right there. A very sweet smelling ashtray. Oh man, there's notes of like sweet barbecue, like sweet burnt ends. Ugh. You know, I just realized I haven't had red meat in a while. Is that a thing to actually realize, or is that something I should be concerned about? So last time you had red meat, Brian? I'm not sure. I should find out. Oh, that's going to bug the hell out of me. It's not important. It's just now it's in my mind, and I can't get it to go away. Nope. I have no idea. I might have had a burger a little while ago. Ah, feral. Wow. I guess they get like that. I have no idea. Like, I don't have children. I don't plan on it. Could happen, but I don't know. Well, I don't expect it to. I like to think about when I was a kid. We definitely ran amok. But it was fine because then we weren't in the house where our parents usually were. Seriously? Stop. Oof. Why at the end? The other one was much higher percentage than this. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I need to be alone with this bottle. Oh, I forgot how good that is. I hear super smoked, and of course you think like, blah, 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 hard baked peaty, blah. But I think they're using an Irish peat, which is a whole different beast. And it brings this, God, it's still going. This creamy fruitiness to it. I'm not sure how malt does this, but they're doing it. But the nose is so disorienting. Oh man, this pairs so good with something. What would this pair with? It feels like it would pair with brisket, but I feel like it's too sweet. But if I thought a sweet brisket, well... And now I'm thinking about... Really? What? You ever do that thing where you think of something and you're like, that would be amazing? I'm not going to do that. My thought was taking this and using some of it, blasphemy that it is, making some of this to use a barbecue sauce to then put on a rack of ribs and then make that. And then drink some of this along with those rack of ribs that use their barbecue sauce on. That'd be nuts. I don't know if that would work at all, but it sounds like a good idea. I know there have been bourbon barbecue things out there. People actually put bourbon into their recipe. I know it's a real thing. I'm thinking of an angel cake, angel food cake. It'd be like a bourbon caramel drizzle. Guess who's hungry and wants food? Talking about red meat and brisket and barbecue. Why does it have to be Friday night that I actually want food? Ugh. And now officially red meat. Yeah. Oh, look at this. That's a flex. Oh, it's a flex I like, because that means I get to have some. Signatory, man. Tease me with that. Kalila's amazing. 57, damn. I like that. Kalila is a friend of mine. You're actually just mentioning that. Very similar. Similarities with the kind of peat, the sweet peat. I will say, I enjoy this more than Open 14. And I like Open 14. But this one's a little richer. I'm pretty sure it's the percentage. I don't remember what Open 14 is. I want to say 40. I want to say 44, which is odd. Well, I will say 44, but I have no idea why. That probably means it's 46. But this is 50%. And it's also malt whiskey from Andalusia that was smoked with peat, double smoked, or super smoked. I forget what that even means. I've asked Moose before. It's like, what's super smoked mean? This is also an older release. So unfortunately, this doesn't have a date. Yeah. I'm looking, I'm like, where's the date? Where's the expiration number? Oh wait, that'll help. I have no idea. So good though. Right. And they're going for Scotch, by the way. I may not have mentioned that. But they're adopting, oh wait, are they going up? They're doing malt, is what I'm saying. And they're talking about the Scottish tradition of smoking malted barley. Which they do with this. Ah! Key note. Rather than burning peat, however, strikers mashed from malted barley that has been smoked in the Texas barbecue tradition, oak, mesquite, and apple woods. No wonder we're thinking of barbecue. That's what this was. That's the other way around. This whiskey is made from the stuff they made barbecue with. I can't cock. It's all full circle. Take this mesquite, the smoke they did for barbecue in Texas, that they put into the grains for this whiskey. Then take that whiskey, make it into a barbecue sauce, and put that on a rack of ribs. And then eat that drinking this whiskey. It just got more complicated. I thought what I said was complicated. Now it's even worse. I still want red meat, apparently. I don't even want a burger. I want like a steak. It's birthday month. I don't know where to go. Where around here has a good filet mignon? And I say that not I'm not joking about that. I'd like to know a place around here that does good filet mignon. I have to say it that way. If I just say filet mignon, that doesn't feel right. No, I have no idea where to go. I would go to Longhorn Steakhouse, which is not, that's saying a lot about me, actually. If I would go get a good steak at Longhorn Steakhouse. Well, there might be other places that do it better. Just a thought. Go to the chain steak place. No, I'm going to think that over. I know of one place that could have a good one, but I think it's a special. I don't think it's something I normally do. But uncoincidentally, it happens to be a place that has a whole whiskey selection. They also do candied bacon, and they give it to you while it's hanging from some... Each piece of bacon is hanging there. Candied bacon. It's delicious. I only had it once, but oh God. It was hard not to eat a lot of it. You'd feel sick if you did. Mmm. How to pass whiskey. I would like to try that, but I would also like to try that with 2 other people who would help me eat it. Because the reason I say filet mignon is because it's small. Like it's like this. This is a filet mignon. It's a little tiny thing. And like the kind of steaks that, you know, manly men get. Like a T-bone and friggin' giant things, like 12 pounds of meat, you know, it's like, ah. I'd love to try it, but I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. That's my concern. There's a very severe do not waste food thing in my generational trauma, I believe. I think of it like this. The World War II families of that era, they were very keen on keeping things. There wasn't a lot to go around, so, you know, World War II did its thing to the country. So there's a lot going on with that. So there's that need to conserve food and don't let anything go to waste. And that carried over to my parents, and that carried over to me. So I don't want to waste food, apparently, and every time I do, I feel terrible. Yay! Speaking of which, I have some food to eat right in front of me. My dried apricots, because I'm an old 44-year-old man. 44-year-old man. Blech. Everyone's like, I'm really gonna like being asleep later. It's like, I know, thank you. You've been telling me that all day. It's not helping. I do have more ice cream cake to have after this. Very important. Mustn't forget that. Yum. I have quite a bit of ice cream in my fridge now. I didn't plan it that way, but I do. One of those being the freaking ice cream cake. And here's the best thing about ice cream cake. You can't really share it with anyone else. I mean, you can. But they'd have to be here? I mean, what's the sense of trying to give someone an ice cream cake to try to get it all the way back to where they live before it melts? I mean, might as well just eat it here. The key there being, I don't have people visit me. Ever. So it's all mine. 1950s here. Yeah, exactly, Andrew Butler. But it's something you don't think about. Like, my grandparents had to go through a very hard time with their whole lives. World War II being in there. So far, let's see, how much generational trauma do I have? I would say some of the key ones, for me personally, like how far back can I go? The one that feels like the earliest one is Columbine. And that also is because I used to be a kid with long hair and a black trench coat and black clothes. So, you know, people reacted to that really weird all of a sudden. Didn't like that. So trauma in numerous ways, not just because it happened, but also what happened to me because of it. No choice in that, really. I was being a cool kid. I was being super goth, man. So there's that. The first one I can really remember, other than maybe getting bit by a dog. That sucked. Remember that one? Right here. And then, what's after that? Dog bite, Columbine. I feel like 9/11. That feels like a real big one for my generation. Another big one that didn't happen that long ago was a certain presidential election that happened around 2016, I think. That was the first one of those I felt for that reason. Not great. Still there. That feeling is still just sitting there. And what else? Oh yeah, 2020 itself. Most recent one. That affected everyone on the planet at the time. Similar to World War II. Again, World War. There's still horrible things happening around our world right now, but I can't do anything about that. What I can do is do this. Drink whiskey with all of you. And just, think about having more whiskey later. And cider, and beer, and pizza, and steak. I mean, we're doing all right now. If we're doing anything. I'm thinking about all those things instead of everything else. Andrew Butler, I prefer blowing up, almost. Not really. Oh wait, there's another one before that. The building blew up. An important building with people. I think of FBI, IRS? No, IRS feels weird, but that was in there somewhere. Getting scared talking about bad things because YouTube and such. I don't want to break the rules. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm going to throw this in here. The algorithm, YouTube algorithm, for whatever goddamn reason, I was watching VTuber stuff that I thought was interesting. Specifically Iron Mouse, if you want to look into that. It's very cute and heartbreaking at the same time. It'll make sense if you look into it, but otherwise you're going to be very confused. So somehow that crossed my path. And then recently, within the past day or so, magnet fishing? YouTube was like, you know what you might be interested in? These chuckleheads throwing a magnet into a river and pulling up pieces of metal and debris. Sometimes them being weapons and other random stuff. And the worst part is I was watching them. Because they'd always find some kind of weapon and they'd always have to talk to the police. Or they'd find something that could explode. And then they have to call the bomb squad. I'm just going, what? Where did this come from? I had no interest in this kind of thing 2 days ago, and now I know it exists. What the heck? Ugh. I can only wonder what YouTube's going to throw at me next. I'll only wonder. I'll find out once the stream is done, so don't worry. Once I just watched some anime. There's a lot of series I have to catch up with. Reminder, I'm learning Japanese for a reason. And that is to hopefully someday go to Japan. It's a pretty weird, crazy place to go, so I want to know something of the language. And I like anime to begin with, so that makes it a lot easier to try to study. I just do that, and try to pay attention to what they're saying and why. I know a lot more now than I did a year ago. Is the nicest way I can put it. Thank you. Not sponsored by whatever the hell this app is called, I forgot. Duolingo? Yeah, not sponsored, for the record. But that's what I've been using it for the past 429 days. Praise me. 429 days of attempting to learn another language. Doing great. Konnichiwa. Oh, I can say, Oyasumi nasai. It means good night. Because it's 9 o'clock. The stream's over. I'll be back here on Sunday. I'm going to try to do I'm not going to try. I will be doing, hopefully, I'm always worried something terrible is going to happen. On Sunday, the plan is to have the blind sample, since I need to get through those still, and I've been putting it off because other stuff happens. So I'll see you Sunday. I'm curious to try a new blind sample, see what it is. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out.